Hey guys, it's AK-1463 back here with you again, and today we're going to be learning about how to operate the AK safety. Alright, and the best ways to operate it. Okay, if there's probably one part of the AK rifle that I've heard be complained about more than any other part of the rifle, it's the safety. And the majority of guys that want to complain about the AK safety are guys that have never properly trained with it and who really are not educated on the original intent of why this type of safety was adopted, because there were more ergonomic safeties that were in service with other Russian firearms when the AK was invented. Okay, but why did they choose this lever type action for the safety? Well, primarily because of the fact that the AK was designed with simplicity and reliability in mind. Because you have to remember, the majority of men who joined the army, in the Soviet army, had not had any prior experience with firearms whatsoever. Okay, it's not like here in America where the majority of guys who join the military, the majority, I know there's a minority of guys who have not fired a weapon outside of the United States military. Until they join the military, that is. But for the majority of the United States military, I can guarantee you those men and women have had firearms experience prior to joining the armed forces. But in Russia, that was not the case. So basically, you would have had to have provided a very simple and very obvious safety mechanism for them to understand. So if you have a new conscript to your army, to your guerrilla army, it's very easy for you to teach them, hey, you know this big giant lever right here? Up is safe, down is fire. It's very simple. Okay, it's very simple for that. Also, an area of simplicity is the fact, and actually this goes into more reliability than it is simplicity, is in Russia, it gets very cold. They get a lot of snow. It's easier to get to a very large paddle type safety, lever / paddle type safety in the snow and ice with big gloves, big thick winter gloves, than it would be for the quick, lever system that you would find in a weapon system like the M16 or AR-15, for instance. Okay, it's easier to do that with big heavy winter gloves. And kind of in hindsight, I should have put on my big winter gloves that I have sitting over there in the corner. I probably should have done that for this portion of the video. Anyway, that still proves the point there, okay? Now, how should you run the AK safety? There's many different ways guys try to do it. Now, considering the fact that this is a brand new rifle, the safety is still pretty stiff. I'm still working it in and polishing it up, so. But that's no big deal to me, because, there's a lot of ways guys try to run it. They'll try to run it like this, or they'll just have the rifle on their shoulder, then they have to, they'll sweep up with their finger to swipe it down. This is too stiff to do that right now, or I'm just too weak, whichever one goes first. And then you'll have guys, they'll reach over here and, that way, or they'll, fairly common way that people try to fix the problems with the AK safety is they'll just go out and buy a Krebs custom AK safety where it has a lever to where you can just operate it with your thumb, just like that. Alright, here's a very simple and very effective way to master the AK rifle. Are you ready for this? It's going to blow your mind how simple this is. You run it like a Glock. No safety. Just keep the safety off. I know a lot of safety Nazis are going to be freaking out over that and say, "What are you doing, man?" Let me explain. I read an article where they interviewed Sonny Puzikas, who is a former Spetsnaz operator. He lives here in the United States. He used to do this. I don't know if he does this anymore. He travels and teaches Russian martial arts and also teaches shooting fundamentals and training classes for the AK rifle. And this is quoting him, he said, when it comes to American shooters, they play too much with the safety. He says, whenever they train, it's always bang, 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 safety on, move to cover, safety off, then fire. He goes, there's just so much playing around with the safety instead of just shooting at the target. He goes, use your brain safety, use your head. Your head is your best safety. In other words, the way he always runs his AK, just safety off. Okay? And to be honest with you, if you're a well-disciplined shooter, you know, just keep your rifle just like this. There's nothing that's going to get in that trigger guard. This is the way I usually would carry the rifle if I'm just carrying it around with me. Just kind of hold it like this, very comfortable position. Finger out of the trigger guard, just resting my hand here. Nothing's going to cause this weapon to discharge accidentally. Okay, or if I'm just holding it in a more traditional stance, finger not in the trigger guard. Just run it like that. Run it safe. Be safe. That's what I would quote Sonny Pizikas said. If you want to have a safe weapon, then be safe. Use your head. Okay, and in most training videos and training classes that I've seen, that's how most guys run their AKs anyways. At least from the things I've seen. I know there's a lot of instructors that can be pretty strict on that and say, no, you have to have your safety on. I totally get that. For safety reasons, I get it. But that's the way I've always run it. Now, the way I usually have my rifle sitting around the house, from past AKs that I've had, it's been very simple. I have had a loaded mag in the rifle, safety off, no round in the chamber. That's generally how I would carry the rifle. For the sole purpose of, you know, simply, if there's a target or a threat, just charge the weapon and then go to work. It's very simple. The AK is a simple weapon system. If you think with a simple mindset, you're going to have no difficulty mastering this gun. It's been Godzilla 1463, guys. Hope to see you in the next video.